Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our A to Z of Sports Science series brought to you by Simply Sports Science. Today, we're tackling a topic that underpins almost every athletic movement: balance. Whether you're studying at GCSE, A level, or IB, balance is a fundamental principle that you need to know. And by the end of this session, you'll see exactly why it's so important and how examiners might test you on it. So, what is balance? At its simplest, balance is the ability to keep your centre of mass over your base of support. Think of it as your body's way of standing upright and in control. But it's more than just a skill, it's a recognised component of fitness, right there alongside agility, strength, and flexibility. Without balance, movement in sport would be uncontrolled and inefficient. There are two main types of balance that you need to know. Static balance. Static balance is about staying still and being controlled. A gymnast holding a handstand is a perfect example of this. Or perhaps think of a footballer standing poised before taking a free kick. And then there's dynamic balance. Dynamic balance is about staying stable whilst moving. A surfer riding the waves is constantly adjusting to remain upright, and a sprinter stays balanced as they lean into a bend at high speed. But to go beyond these basics, we need to unpack a bit some key biomechanical terms. Center of mass, which is sometimes known as COM. This is the point where your body's mass is evenly distributed, and it's usually around the belly button when standing upright. Base of support, the area beneath you that's in contact with the ground or equipment. Stand on 2 feet, your base is wide. Stand on one, and it narrows. Line of gravity. Imagine a vertical line running straight down through your center of mass. To stay balanced, this line must fall within your base of support. And stability. How resistant are you to losing balance? A wide stance or a low crouch both increase stability. So what influences balance? There are a number of things you need to be able to understand. Base of support. The wider it is, the more stable you'll be. Center of mass. The lower it is, the harder you are to move. Line of gravity. Keep it centered within your base and you'll stay more upright. Movement speed. Slower movements are easier to control than fast, explosive ones. And then there are the influences of external forces, contact from opponents, the type of surface, even the equipment you are using. All of these can affect stability and balance. Balance is everywhere in sport. It keeps performers controlled and performance accurate. Think about examples such as archery or gymnastics. It improves efficiency of movement. For example, sprinters exploding from the blocks. It reduces injury risk by preventing falls and awkward landings. And it underpins the execution of almost every skill in every sport and physical activity. So let's look at how exam boards may frame this topic differently. At GCSE PE level, questions are often simple and direct. You may be asked to define what balance is, or identify the differences between the two types. You may be asked to give sporting examples of balance in action, or even state why balance is important in a particular type of performance. The key here is to be precise and concise with your answers. Define balance as the ability to maintain the body's center of mass over its base of support, and then give clear examples: gymnast for static, surfer for dynamic, for example. At A-level PE, the expectation is deeper, for deeper explanation and application. So you could be asked to explain how balance is maintained, to discuss the factors that might affect balance within a particular performance or just in general. Or you may be asked to apply these ideas to a particular performance scenario. To score well here, you need to use technical terms like center of mass, base of support, line of gravity. Don't just name them, but explain how they interact with each other. For example, in rugby, a player lowers their centre of mass and widens their stance to increase stability when being tackled. That's how you link theory to sport. And at IB Sports Science level, the examiners go a step further and you may be asked to analyse balance in biomechanical detail, explain how changing the base of support alters stability, or even link balance straight to Newton's laws of motion. Here you would be expected to analyse, not just describe. For example, you might explain how Newton's first law, the law of inertia, helps maintain static balance, or how Newton's third law, the action-reaction law, applies when athletes adjust their balance after being pushed or shoved. You should also be able to compare sports. For instance, a gymnast on a beam with a very narrow base of support versus a footballer dynamically changing direction under pressure. So let's have a quick recap of everything we've covered today. Balance is essentially the centre of mass over the base of support. And there are two types of balance, static balance and dynamic balance. Both are influenced by the base of support, the centre of mass, the line of gravity, speed, and any external forces acting upon the object. Balance is essential for control, efficiency, performance, and injury prevention. And that's really everything you need to know about balance for your course. I hope this has helped make the concept clear and given you confidence to tackle any exam questions you may be given on this topic. If you found this helpful, please help us grow by hitting like, by subscribing for more videos, and if you've got anything you would like us to cover in next videos, please do add it in the comments.